3, 2, 1. What is going on, everybody? You are watching another episode of Ash on Comics 3 special 2 1. What is going on, everybody? You special edition of another episode Sour of Ash Capes on Comics 3 and special 2 1. What is going on, everybody? Sorry about that. I had multiple streams going on at the same time. I'm going to flub up the opening, just like Jason Aaron flubbed up this comic. I'm joined by my good buddy RDV, the real Dr. Venkman, except no substitutions. It sounds like you just cracked open a beer. Are you getting prepared for this?
Well, I mean, I'm already been prepared. Probably like 3 beers in.
3 beers in. Well, I got myself a special beer for tonight's occasion. For Sour Capes, it's a lemon beer because you got to have a little sour with your beer. It's not very good at all. I thought it was going to be good. It's called Palmia. But what I got to drink them because I bought a 6-pack. So down the hatch. What are you drinking?
I am drinking the probably the fanciest beer you've ever come across here in Milwaukee. It is a banquet beer. It's fancy. It's traditional. It's Coors Banquet. Yep.
Oh. Wow. Well, you're gonna need a banquet to feast on when we get into tonight's topic. I've been wanting to do the Sour Capes. Since issue 41 came out. Issue 40 kind of just came out. It was beyond under the radar. It was like whatever. And then 41 came out, and oh my god. And we just haven't been able to put this together. And by the time we did, issue 42 was out. And you were like, man, did you read it? And I was like, no, but I'm gonna now. So, holy shit balls. Was this?
Well, yeah, I know. Well, the thing is that when 41 came out, everyone's like, oh, yeah, did you read this? Oh, this is horrible and stuff. And I'm like, I wanted to wait up to the issue after that came out so I could read the one before that and the one after it and see if there's a difference, in tone. But I gotta say, 40 was all right. And I admit, I'm not a big Avengers fan. I like more the Avengers cartoons, which are kind of loosely based off the comics. I mean, I've read Avengers before. I've read New Avengers. I've read King Size Annual Avengers, and even Captain America stuff, solo stuff books. But like I said, when it comes to Avenger books, even just like books nowadays, I take them with a grain of salt because you never know what you're going to get. And sometimes the box just sucks.
Yeah.
But 40, though, was good, though, because I'm a Doctor Doom fan.
Oh, me too. I think Doctor Doom's probably my favorite comic book character, like mainstream, super, like Marvel DC character. Doctor Doom's probably my all-time favorite. So when I saw him in this, and then what happened, I was like, no. So guys, anyone is, you guys are listening. Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us, by the way. Thank you very, very much. This episode, this show, it's the 3rd episode we've done. I got to put the other ones in a playlist and put some, we just did some hodgepodge ones before. This is the 3rd time we've done Sour Capes. And what this is about is exactly what it sounds like. This is a sour cast. We're not here to praise books. We're here to mock them. So I know some people don't like that. Some people get a little upset when they hear people trashing their favorite books and things like that. And I want to apologize ahead of time. None of this is meant to offend anyone else or rain on your parade. And so I want to put out that disclaimer ahead of time that we're not. It's going to be ugly. We did not like these books, and just so you know. And if you did love these books and you don't want to hear us, you think we're a bunch of idiots, I completely understand. No hard feelings. But I just want to let you know ahead of time. It's not out of disrespect for you.
Exactly. Like I said, there are some things I did like about some of these books, but the majority, it's like it just felt like I'm reading a toy line, advertisement.
Worse. I'm glad that you mentioned that though, because did you ever read the original Secret Wars?
The original one where he gets his symbiote.
Well, yeah, the thing, where it's the giant event that's so bad. The only thing it's known for is that Spider-Man gets a black costume. Anyways,
Yeah, pretty much it is, because that's to say, I remember that, and yeah, because that's all it's ever brought up was the Spider-Man comics. I read through it, but not all the way through. Like I
it's
said,
bad.
it's been a while since I read it
It's
too.
bad. But it's bad, but at the same time, it's was everyone knew it was just designed to sell toys. They made these Secret Wars toys figures, which FYI were the best toys in my opinion for Marvel toys ever. I wish I could get the Secret Wars toy line.
Right.
But it just that's all it was. And this doesn't have a toy line. They're not trying to sell anything. Apparently they're not even trying to sell comics.
Well, the only thing I can think of are those Build-A-Figures, the Marvel Legends figures. Maybe they're going to come out with a whole line. It's like, get 6 of these and you can build a giant Phoenix.
I would be more forgiving. I tell you what, I would be more forgiving if like tomorrow we started seeing a bunch of like Phoenix toys, like the new line of Marvel Phoenix costume toys, and this was just an excuse to sell those toys. I'd be like, okay, but when you're not doing. Let's get into this book because we got 3 books to cover, and we got a time crunch. So
I was just saying, I'd be more forgiving if this was actually Jason Whitley writing this in Marvel IDW, because over there, Jason Whitley, who's been known for doing some bad books, he's actually did well with the Marvel Avengers stuff they have over there. But yeah, this should be aimed towards 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and it should be put over in the IDW stuff. I don't know why they decided this storyline. Because our resident Jason Aaron fan, Jimmy, who is a huge fan of Jason Aaron, swears by this book, or as far as Jason Aaron, is way better than this. So barely this is even a low bar for Jason Aaron compared to Jimmy.
Well, so, I should hope so. So I'm gonna put on the cover for on the screen now. We've got the first issue. We'll be covering issue 40. This is what launched it at the end of last year. The farewell to 2020 was the beginning of this event. Oh, there you go. Forgot. Like a real pro, I forget to turn my phone down.
That's Marvel calling you.
Right.
Don't tell them it sucks.
It's Jason Aaron. I got to ghost him. All right. So this book starts off, and I admit, I'm not a Jason Aaron fan, so I just overlooked this book in the beginning. Because I'm just like, whatever. I rolled my eyes and was like, oh God, here we go. Everyone gets a Phoenix power. And then when 41 came out and got all that infamy, I was like, I need to check this out. And so I did. And we start off, and honestly, the book, you're right. This is the least bad of the 3 books. It starts off decently. Captain America's punching a tree, and we get this eternal monologue that just keeps going through all 3 books. Mm-hmm. And it's, he's like, T'Challa would have done this, Thor would have done this, Tony would have done this, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Dr. Doom ambushes Captain America, which I just don't ever really see happening. But they get in a fight, and then this subtext at the bottom of the screen sets the tone for everything that this is. And I don't know if you got this vibe, but I did. And it was Street Fighter 2. At the bottom of the screen, we get the Savage Land, Hidden Jurassic Era Game Preserve, Graveyard of Dinosaurs, The Battle for the Phoenix, Opening Round, Fight.
This is Marvel Capcom. What are you talking about?
It is. It's Marvel Capcom. And I was like, oh, God. And thematically, that's not too bad. But the problem is the book reads like someone just played Marvel Capcom and then just wrote a story. Like it's just a bunch of fights. There's no plot. And Dr. Doom, he's fighting Captain America. And then, this is one little thing I got to point out too that really bothered me. Doom uses this word aperitifs or aperitifs. I did not know what this word is. Do you know what that word is?
I'm looking right now. I think I skimmed over it because I was looking at the art.
I had to look up that word, and I forgot what it meant because it was like a week ago when we were originally playing.
Doom does not do half-ass. Is that what it means?
I forget it. It's. I was like, this is the most pretentious bullshit. Like, what are you doing, Jason Aaron? You're writing a comic book. This is for kids. Like, remember when you said this is if I was 7 years old? No, no kid knows what that is. I'm a freaking middle-aged man. I didn't know what aperitifs is.
It's aperitifs. It's an alcoholic drink taken before a meal to stimulate the appetite.
And then just seeing Captain America here in this little Phoenix
Or appetizer.
thing.
Okay, that's what it means. Doom is no app. Doom does not do appetizers, I guess.
See, it's literally, it's like I'm showing off the most obscure word you've never heard of. And I'm like, you don't write that in a comic book. It's meant for a 6th grade reading level.
Well, yeah, but overall, I can see why Doom is upset. Doom's like, you're giving me this power. I'm the rightful wheel. If you don't want to, but you're like, wait, I can't kill people? What's the point of this power, man? Doom's like, I don't need it then. And that's what I like.
We haven't got to that yet. But yes, that's a great.
That's Doom's attitude. If you're not gonna let me do what I want to do, I don't need you.
So then I read this part because I was reading. I didn't know what happened. I don't read Avengers, and I know Jimmy had said that Age of Khonshu was dumb, and I was like, okay, yeah. I take your word for it. To aid the Avengers in ending the moon god Khonshu's takeover of Earth, Moon Knight became the newest avatar of the fiery cosmic force known as the Phoenix. And I was like, are you effing kidding me? He gave the Phoenix power to someone in the last arc? I was like, what? I did not know. I was like, whatever. But apparently Moon Knight is also, we got to add to the list of people that Jason Aaron has given the Phoenix power to. This is stupid. We cut over to earlier at Avengers Mountain. So now we're going to get some setup of why Doom is fighting Captain America. And the only thing that really stood out to me on this page is that T'Challa is plugged into the Matrix. Because apparently they can't have telepaths because of the Phoenix Force. And I'm like, I don't understand this. The Phoenix has only ever connected to telepaths. Jean Grey and then Rachel Summers. Before Jason Aaron got involved and gave everyone Phoenixes and Avengers versus X-Men and all this garbage, and they made Phoenix stupid. And now you can't have telepaths. But yet we're going to plug T'Challa into an Eternal to make him a telepath. But it doesn't make any sense.
It just seems like I've seen this before, where somebody plugs them in the back of their neck to try and communicate. I know I'm...
The Matrix is what comes to my mind. How they plug them in the back of the neck.
But I thought there was something like this. Maybe I'm thinking of Brainiac. Maybe.
Possibly. He's plugging into a dead Eternal's brain. None of this makes any sense. It's comics. It's not that big of a deal.
That's just what's Eternal. I thought this guy was pumping water out for gold.
No, this is on the page here. He's plugging into this. Their headquarters is the head of an Eternal. I guess the brain. Okay. He's plugging into that brain, which is dead. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. We get Wolverine slashing at Namor. Apparently Namor has turned into a complete psychopath, even more villainous than Doom. Okay, I thought Namor was a hero. Like, he's had his own Marvel comic multiple times. I know he's kind of an asshole, but he's never been a psychopathic villain.
I don't know.
Did you like, he's trying to always like steal Sue away from Reed Richards and stuff.
And this he's like, I want to be with the Phoenix Force so I can let everything burn.
Yeah, he's the one that summoned the Phoenix Force to Earth so he can burn the top side. I'm like, what? Like, are you serious? Did Namor just become like the Shah of Iran? Like, what the hell happened? Like, he's just, I was gonna cleanse the world in flames. I was like, Jesus.
Like, I do like the fact that Wolverine's back in his rental costume from the 80s. The black or the black, I guess the brown and the yellow.
It's not that costume though, because look at his mask. Similar, the brown costume has like the big wing things.
So what's the black and yellow then? Is this the shading?
The old school blue and yellow costume where your first appearance where he meets Hulk has these little short wing things. So it's the colors of the brown and yellow, but with the design of the old blue and yellow, and whatever.
Now I see that. Yeah, because
so we cut back to this stupid fight of Captain America and Doom, and like Doom could ever hold a candle to Cap in a fist fight. Like, Doom is one of the most powerful. He is probably the most powerful villain in the Marvel universe. Let's face it. He's beaten multiple
It's a
Beyonders.
Doom. It's a Doom bot. Don't worry about it.
He's beaten Thanos with when Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet. Like this Doom is, but he's not. He could not fight Captain America in a fist fight, but apparently here he does.
I do like this on that page where he's not where Doom's on the ground. I think after Captain America punched him, and Cap's like, "I'm a soldier and a struggling artist, and the son of a drunk, and my feet belong on the. Oh crap! Wait, am I? He's and Doom just punched him. Yeah, he's on the ground. So apparently Doom can't fly.
And then we cut over. We get this like text where Doom is like holding up Captain America. He's like, "The Phoenix will be Doom's." Blah blah blah. And Cap's narrating. He's like, "And the last killer left standing wins the prize, but we're not gonna play the Phoenix's game, are we?" And then it's just everyone. It's like everyone's kung fu fighting. It's just punching the shit out of each other.
And this is what I mean, dude. This should be like a cartoon episode, or this should be your toy line. Look at all the people involved in this story event.
It's just nonsensical.
Yeah, we have to have every single villain, and Iron and superhero in there. And is LK? I think it was LK I brought up earlier. It's like, didn't we already see this in Avengers versus X-Men? I'm like, guess LK, you gotta wait another 10 years because you're gonna see another version of the Phoenix like this. It just seems the Marvel they're rehashing storylines.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Yeah, I know.
So then the Phoenix wakes up from a volcano it's sleeping in for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. And everyone gets transported into the Phoenix. And we cut back to Doom kicking the shit out of Captain America. I guess he throws a big skull on Cap. And Cap, we get this moment where Jason Aaron feels so proud of himself where he can copy the line from the movie, "I could do this all day." Which just came off forced. I know people love the MCU movies and, you know, it's kind of cool, but this just came off dumb to me. What about you?
Captain America was kind of written kind of naive. Like I said, the whole you look at the bird coming out of we saw that in King of Monsters, the Godzilla with the fire monster, the bird monster coming out. So obviously a copy from that.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like the movie dialogue, were you cool with it or what? I'm sure some people read this and were like, "Yay, that's like what he said in Captain America: First Avenger."
It's like I said, it's a lot of dialogue, and like I said, it's just kind of pointless to me. It's like I'd rather, for how much action's going on, it's like I don't want to read dialogue. I just want to see them just smash each other because this is what it is. It's a smash them up robot fest. But yeah, like I said, like Thor thinking he's like, what did he say? For the Death Bird rises, you know, and we enter the Phoenix. As far as we can tell, the only way out.
All right, well, let's skip ahead. Let's stay focused on this scene because I'm flipping through the book on screen as we go. I know you can't see what I'm doing. So we're on the page where Captain America, he's just, "I could do this all day," and then Doom just blasts him. And this is the part you had mentioned, and then we see Captain America come back and he goes Hulkamania, and after he just got his ass kicked because he rises from the ashes like a true phoenix. And Doom sees that and basically goes, oh, I guess you're just going to let Captain America resurrect. I forfeit. And I was just like, what? I'm not the one you're looking for. I forfeit? Doom has never forfeited anything in his life. What is this?
I understand that too, but I also realize that Doom has realized, well, you're not going to let me kill him? Really? I just want to kill him. Let me kill him. So what's the point of this if it won't let him kill other people? If it's going to be choosy, you know, a very picky person. Well, I don't know. Maybe I want to choose this person. Maybe I want to choose this person because that's what it feels like. It's like you said, it's indecisive. But
that's not a bad point. And had the author written it like where Doom is like, you know, you're letting him come back alive. You're not letting Doom win. This game is rigged, and Doom will not play your game. And he walks away. Yeah. That would be different. That would make sense of like, I'm not going to be manipulated by you because I'm Doom. But here he's just like, whatever it is you're searching for in the Phoenix, it's clearly not me. I forfeit. I'm like, what? Come on. So magnanimous of you, Dr. Doom. And then Caps gets warped back into the White Hot Room. That's such a clever name. And
Now you see how
everyone thinks he's lost, and he's like, "No, I won." Um,
you saw on the previous page. I said it feels like a kid thing. He's like, Cap doing that. I could do this all day, and it shows him as the young little Steve Rogers. I'm like, it's just really trying to lift you up. You're like, yeah, Steve, kick the bad guy's butt. I'm like, is this written for 7-year-olds or written for adults?
I think it's written for wrestling fans.
It feels kind of like that too. You got a face, you got a heel.
The script is essentially about as complex as a wrestling script. It's like two guys go in a ring, fight, have some dramatic dialogue with each other, talk shit to each other. One guy wins, and
I would say it's like a player-written soap opera.
Well, that's what wrestling is, guy soap opera. So we get the last page here, and we get all the contestants of this latest X of Swords. I mean, Enter the Phoenix event. So we get to see all who's involved, and like the cast of characters. Could this cast of characters be any more lame? Seriously, look at them. I mean, it's Captain America is the only Avenger that's in the contest. Captain America is the only Avenger. This is an Avengers story. It's an Avengers story, and he's the only Avenger. What?
Not only that, it's like this book. Yeah, you have Captain America. You're really on Captain America and and Black Panther, but there's no Spider-Man.
No Iron Man. No,
there's
Hulk.
Nothing. Iron Man was. Well, they have.
Oh, sorry.
The new Hulk.
Yeah, no original Hulk. The only X-Men is Wolverine.
Yeah.
No, like you said, no Spider-Man.
Yep. We got Luke Cage in there.
You got Luke Cage.
We're gonna get a sweet Christmas, aren't we?
No Daredevil. No, I mean, there's so many characters that if you're gonna do a line like this and you're gonna appeal to people who are like excited about seeing their favorite character in a Phoenix costume, wouldn't you think you'd want to hit those characters? Like, wouldn't you want to think you'd hit the thing like, I want to see Venom as a Phoenix, right?
Well, look who's in there. You got that freaking human eyeball of the Watcher.
You get the human eyeball. So stupid. Who the hell cares about that? Echo, Moon Girl, Howard, the effing Duck. Like,
well, Moon Girl's in there because they need somebody smart. Reed Richards on call. He's a kid, he can't help out. And they got Valkyrie in there for whatever reason, just probably to say, I used to be Thor. Wait, what?
There's actually let's get to the next issue because we're on a time crunch here. There's actually a big reason, I think, because Valkyrie gets to, and Jason Aaron loves, let's face it, that's his creation. He's going to put her everywhere, doing everything all the time. So this is the infamous issue 41, where we see Black Panther on the cover, a.k.a. the King.
Drink it in, man.
Drink it in. And
He's the king, man.
It starts off copying the first issue where Black Panther, he's not punching a tree, he's meditating in a tree. And he's doing the same thing that Cap was. He's like, Steve would do this, Thor would do that, blah, 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 blah. And it's boring. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Man-Thing comes out and attacks him. And they make this comment about everything that Man-Thing touches burns. But then there's a caveat, everything that knows fear. So, of course, it touches Black Panther and it fizzles out because Black Panther's so awesome. He doesn't know fear. He's never been afraid. Did you roll your eyes on this? Like I did.
I've always felt that Black Panther was not as exciting a character. I mean,
that's beside the point. But
I know I'm just saying. So you're starting off with Black Panther, and then when I find out more about why Black Panther's in this book thing here, then I roll my eyes even more. It's like, are you serious? Like, is this a love letter to someone else? The fans of Black Panther? Because I don't know. Like I said, it just feels weird reading a Phoenix story without having like anybody other than Wolverine. It's like you think of Scott here, like Scott's son of a bitch. You're give some emotional feeling. Because what's Wolverine gonna do? Well, he's the we put him in there because he'll only he misses Jean, but he's there in case he has to stab anybody. It's like what? But like I said, the whole cast is just so freaking weird in this.
So I rolled my eyes. I was like, I hate this artificial propping up of characters. Like, if you want a character to be badass, that's fine. But have them do things that earn that for me. Like, show how they overcame adversity and let us be in awe of that. Don't just be like, look it, I'm so awesome, man. Even Man-Thing's touch doesn't hurt. But of course, these characters always need to be propped up. They never have weaknesses. That has bothered me. Let's see. This was interesting. So after Man-Thing gets his ass kicked by T'Challa, Luke Cage addresses and says, "The King's back." I thought that was really weird. Luke Cage thinks, why is he calling Black Panther the King?
It's because it's Black History Month right now. He has to address the King's back.
So this whole set of pages that's up here right now had multiple areas that I was just rolling my eyes.
When Luke Cage is rolling eyes because he doesn't like Black Panther, that's like, oh great, the King's back, you know. Well, he's saying that tone. We don't know.
He says this thing. He's like, the King is back, and the man, and then it's like small text. I can't say that name. The other guy, and I was like, oh God, I hate when you do that when you have characters like talk under their breath. Like that's like this new modern way of writing where characters are always addressing themselves. And I was like, oh, Luke Cage, are you too insecure of your manliness? You can't say the Man-Thing's name. It's just a dumb joke. I mean, we make jokes like that, but we're nerdy fans. Like for Luke Cage to do it, it's so self-referential. It was cringy to me.
I'll just say this though, with when they're talking, like he's talking to him, he says like, you know, he asks him like, he says, Black Panther's like, yes, it was exhilarating, frankly so. He says that frankly so, just talking like that in all the cartoons as far as the Disney XD cartoons. So they got that down as far as I'm used to that version of him. So, but it just feels like, you know, when they start talking here, I don't know why Jen's even there. If she's just there to smash things, and then we go down to the bottom panel of that it's like we got Moon Girl. It's a dimensionally transcendental space of some sort to keep us contained until it's our battle to turn over the battle. And then the guy Black Knight is like, the Black Knight's no saint, but I'm not about to fight some 9-year-old Moon Girl.
Yeah,
okay, so we gotta point out how smart she is and how old she is.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, she's the smartest thing in the Marvel universe.
Then he says we can't just sit here and let some space dragon. Then he just shows how stupid he is compared to her.
Right, because of course. Right next to that panel, as we get Jane, this is the part where she gets to brag about how not only has she been Thor, but she was also the Phoenix. You know, she's like, Echo's right. We're inside the Phoenix. I've been here before during my own run-in with the Phoenix Force back when I was Thor. And then we get who's this girl in the purple? I don't even know.
It's Jen. It's She-Hulk.
Oh, that's right. I'm so used to just seeing her as the Green Abomination.
Well,
I don't recognize her. So she's like, that was you? Am I crazy? Or did you punch me in the face?
Now I understand why she's here, because she's there to play the stupid, naive girl.
It's so
because she's as smart as She-Hulk, even when she's Jen. Even though she's a successful lawyer and is very smart, but she's just stupid now, apparently.
That dialogue. Am I crazy? Or was that you and punch me? Oh, no, whatever. And then
it's called the White Hot Room.
Continuing the asinine dialogue, you know, we get save the threats, Logan, because Logan is like, you know, we ain't supposed to be here, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to stab you a bunch. And Captain America's like, save the threats, Logan. None of us are asked for this. And then Moon Girl's like, and I'm an actual 4th grader. I own roles. Does that sound like the girl 2 panels ago who was saying it's dimensionally transcendental space of some sort to keep us contained? Like, what? Now she's like, I own roller skates. Dee hee hee hee.
Maybe it's just my mind's just being warped from reading this, or just because I've been drinking beer. But I just want to say, now I get the idea of Wolverine just stabbing Moon Girl because he said he's gonna start stabbing people. There's a 4-year-old there, or sorry, 4th grader. Oh,
so Wolverine points out, says, Cap, you're wrong. He sure as hell asked for it. And this is where we see Namor acting like a ridiculous anime character. And he's like, tell me who I need to sacrifice and it will be done. Who would be the first to fall to Namor? And then Jen turns into Hulk and attacks, and everyone starts fighting. And then the Phoenix stops things. And then we cut to the Himalayas, the mystical city of Kunlun. Round 2, fight. It's just like another. We see characters fighting. It's this Luke Cage and the Indian guy who I don't even, American Eagle or something. You get 1 page. The fight means nothing. You don't get any real action. You just get a punch. Cut to the next page, a different, and see, all of these are meant to be like stages. If you ever play a fighting game, there's always like the stages. You got the blue area of the moon. So we get Shauna the She-Devil fighting Moon Girl. The moon, but we don't get a fight.
Moon Girl's not in there.
No, yeah, because we can't show. And then we cut over to Subterranea, and Thordis is fighting the human eyeball. It's so stupid. The next page we get Hyperion. He's gonna fight Shang-Chi. And the whole time, oh my God, this is the dumbest thing. I'm not gonna read all the dialogue, but he's just talking to himself the whole time. Only the strongest member of Squadron Supreme deserves to wield the might as this. Yield, little man. You have little hope of defeating me. Blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I can hear more languages than I can count. As many races as there are stars, all laughing and crying, whispering and love one another. It is a universe teeming with life or rebirth in such. No, this will change me. It'll expand my mind in ways I never could have imagined. I cannot be this open-minded. I yield. Just please make it stop. And Shang-Chi never even moves. He's just meditating. And he beats Hyperion because Hyperion has a meltdown.
So that's how you defeat Darkseid, right? Or Superboy Prime. So make them feel everything. Feelings trump everything else.
I cannot be this open-minded.
Well,
can you imagine writing a superhero having a mental breakdown over being open-minded and this yielding, not even fight? I have no words on how retarded this was. And then we cut over to Red Widow, because this is what you have to do in comics. What you do is you take a villain, and then the villain's popular, Venom, Harley Quinn, Black Widow, etc. They get popular, so you make them into a good guy, but you want to you leave a void of what they were, so you got to replace them with the new bad guy version of what they once were, right? Carnage, Punchline, and now we've got Red Widow, so we can have an evil Black Widow character. And who is she fighting? Howard. It's so stupid. And then we get Black Panther, who, remember how badass Black Panther is. He's not afraid of anything. And then Phoenix is having a discussion with him and how she admires him because he's so confident and he can whatever.
My question is, who the hell's Red Widow?
Who cares?
I get
who's Punchline?
We could have got Black Widow instead.
We could have had We could have had Black Widow. Thank you. We could have. So, and here's the thing. Jason Aaron fundamentally just does not understand the Phoenix. It is not a redheaded woman. The Phoenix is an entity that is beyond humanity. It views humans the way humans would view like ants. It just steps on them. It doesn't communicate with them. It doesn't. Yeah. This idea of the Phoenix like admiring Black Panther and doing all this stuff. No.
Well, to point out, to be fair, I thought this at first was Jean Grey, because it said this is a former host. Now that
she is appearing,
it resides. She communicates to them through and reports back to the Phoenix Force.
Yeah, she's manifesting in an appearance that looks like Jean Grey, but the Phoenix is just a force. It's just that.
Yeah,
it's a force. It's not.
But I thought it was Jean Grey because as far as it looks like Jean Grey, if looking at it, I'm thinking, I'm like, wow, she's stacked too. I was like, what is going on here, Marvel?
No, that's the Phoenix.
The
Um, so we cut over to the Florida Everglades, and this is the big infamous thing. We really are got to catch up on time here.
Yep.
Fighting Nighthawk of all people, and we get this is the dialogue I have to read. I have to devote some time to this. If your comms weren't down, I believe you'd find your LMD called in sick today. That's what does LMD stand for? It's basically your decoy. In Wakanda, even our grade school children can hack into your government's Roxxon-made defensive technology. This is Black Panther talking to Darkhawk. It's what they do instead of recess. That's what Wakanda children are so elite and awesome that they hack into government satellites as little children instead of doing recess. It's so stupid. Then we get oh yes, I know already that you had your elementary schools classified as centers for cyber terrorism. After this latest attack, I expect the White House will officially recognize your entire country for what it is and sanction my squadron to topple your little backwoods socialist evil empire once and for all. Do you know how many lobbyists a literal mountain of vibranium can buy? With House budget hearings imminent, you're about to find out, Congressman. Your squadron will not survive the fiscal quarter. Well then, it would appear that we are at a stalemate. If you say so. I suppose that means we'll just have to beat the living hell out of each other. That is a page of a Marvel comic.
I want to point out that Nighthawk is actually on Biden's cabinet. That's why he's saying that.
And so we get the fight though? We get a bunch of talking about budget cuts and hearings and stuff, and then we'll beat the hell out of each other. You get a splash page, and then no actual fight. Cuts over to Echo fighting Namor, who's blonde now for some reason. I could only presume that because they made him evil, they had to make him blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white guy. Like what? And someone goes, "No, Ash, it's because he's Phoenix Force." And I say, "Well, how come then Captain? Did Captain America have yellow hair? Maybe he did, but other characters didn't have. Hair. They didn't give T'Challa blonde hair. Look at Echo doesn't have blonde hair. So
look at Namor though. He's Goku now, Super Saiyan.
He's Goku. So that is the setup for the next issue, which we're jumping into now, and Enter the Phoenix Part 3. It starts off in the stage of the Atlantic Ocean. These are really good fighting stages, by the way. So they talk Echo up how badass she is because she's basically Taskmaster as a woman, which makes her even more powerful than Taskmaster. But because she's underwater, she's out of her element. So Namor kicks the crap out of her, and we get this retarded monologue. And this whole book, look at this, it's all just internal monologue in all these books.
Yep.
And it's Namor telling a story about when he was a little kid, before he was even allowed to go swimming anywhere. He swam out and he killed a bull shark. And I was like, bullshit. You don't let little kids who are not able to cross the street, they don't just go out and like joyride cars. Like, there's a reason we wasn't allowed to, like, whatever. Of course, he's a little kid and kills a shark. And it's this really wicked story that makes him sound evil. And then his mom chastises him, and Namor responds. That's my alarm. Namor responds to his mom that is like, that wasn't so bad. What does he say? I'm trying to find the line. It's basically he says that I disagree. Like, it's I kill the shark. If I kill it, she says, if you kill everything in the ocean, then we'll be alone. And he says, I disagree. If I kill enough things, then the ocean will learn not to mess with me. And
I do like that.
She responds all happily. After that, I was like, he passed some sort of test. And they just previously had made some comment about how he was going to send Namor to live with his dad on the land, because that's where the evil humans who actually kill and hurt things live. We don't do that down here at Atlantis. And then he answers, well, if I kill enough things, they'll leave me alone. And then she's like, oh yeah, great, you passed. And I'm like, you just wrote the mom as evil. Like, not, I don't know.
So
I don't
why
want to
don't
read all this text, but
go to the next? Well, go to the next page. Flip over to the next one, and or sorry, I think you're already on it. I'm not sure. No, next one over. I'm on an 8-second delay. There you go. That one there for him. If you look at the bottom left corner, you see the sharks that have now Phoenix powered, and then we see him powering up like Goku level.
yeah,
right there at the bottom
he has
left.
Phoenix sharks that he has to attack Echo with. Yeah, the next panel after, or next page afterwards, Phoenix Force or Goku's up. Cut back to Captain America, who's fighting Shang-Chi, and Captain America's trying to lose on purpose because he believes Shang-Chi is the right one to win the Phoenix Force. Why?
Yeah,
because
talk
there's a
about
Shang-Chi movie coming out. That's all I
well,
can think of.
he also quickly talks about, it's like, well, we were arguing about who we don't want to be, but we never actually agreed on who should be.
Shang-Chi
So I'm like,
is D-list as D-list comes. That's going to change now because they're giving him a movie, right? And they're really they're shoehorning this character into the Marvel Universe. But no one, up until maybe a couple years ago, thought about this character. Like, and now it's like, we got to get Shang. He's the best of us. Even better than Captain America.
Yeah, see, because he's actually going to go against a Mandarin. Tony Stark couldn't even go against him because Tony Stark.
Well, let's not get derailed on the MCU stuff. But it's like, here's Tony Stark, or here's Captain America, basically, propping up Shang-Chi above even him. I'm like, this is stupid. We get a useless fight because Captain America's not even trying to win. He's just trying to teach Shang-Chi how to beat him. And then the Phoenix comes in, interrupts the fight, cancels everything. And Captain America's like, damn it, no, I was losing. Like, he's all upset because reasons.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at Wolverine with Thorita talking. It says, I ain't no Avenger no more. And none of y'all none of y'all be wearing flames. Not a lot, at least. When you people are taking everything from mutants, you ain't getting the Phoenix too. That's right. Here it is. And she's like, yeah, Thorita's like, this right here is exactly what the Phoenix wants. Us posturing, bickering with one another divided. And he's like, yeah, says you. Ain't you the lady who stole Thor's hammer and name? I was like, damn. Like, they actually brought that up.
We cut over to the Avengers Mountain in the Brain Room.
That's my favorite part.
I couldn't tell if it was called the Brain Room because they're in the Celestial Brain or because that's where Moon Girl is. Characters are just bickering and arguing with each other. This is all they do, like true heroes. So apparently some of these characters that weren't chosen are outside. Iron Man, Captain Marvel, Ghost Rider, and Thor decide that they're going to take on the Phoenix. And that's a stupid plan, but whatever. They're doing it. And we cut back to some more pointless fight scenes that they're not really fight scenes. Shauna versus the Indian. Let's see, where was I? It's who cares? Hulk versus Jane. Foster's. We cut over more fight stages. We get Black Panther walking towards us. Apparently he's going to fight Wolverine, who's charging towards us. But do you actually get to see that fight? No. You just turn the page, and there is no fight. All the things you were hoping that a book like this might deliver, you don't. It just teases it and then moves on. And we get to this last page where Thor is confronting the Red Woman. And I call her that because that's just what she reminds me of from Game of Thrones. And she's talking to him. And she's like, enough of this. I have no wish to fight you here today, God of Thunder. You least of all. It's time you knew the truth of your own existence. The secret your father, Odin, has hidden from you for centuries. I've come to tell you everything, my son.
The last time I saw her, she was not stacked like that. It didn't look like that. So if that's supposed to be Freya.
No,
But
it's not.
they're-
It's that's Phoenix.
exactly. So I'm so confused.
Yes, you should be, because Phoenix is not Thor's mother, but apparently she is now, because that's how Jason Aaron likes to
LK
roll.
was saying that's
Thor Odin's
she's
son
the-
is
she-
the son of
Yeah.
Odin and his mistress, the Phoenix, who he put together
Okay.
in the 1 billion BC Avengers stupidity. Dumb,
Yeah,
dumb,
LK was
dumb.
in the earlier in the stream, LK corrected said that's supposed to be the woman from the 10 million BC Avengers one, the first wielder of the Phoenix Force. That's what it's supposed to be, but now they're saying that person is his mom. What?
It's the Phoenix.
Or
That's the Phoenix.
does he get flame powers now too?
Who cares? This is so stupid. Right as Donny Cates is fixing Thor and writing a really good storyline, Jason Aaron, dude, you're not doing Thor anymore. Let go of the character. What are you doing? This better be a lie. That's all I can say. Like, if this is just it was a deceit to make Thor, like, trick him into something, fine. Even if, like, this story might actually work out if this was all a big Loki trick. That's how it would have been in the old days. Like, Phoenix was never actually here. It was all one big illusion from Loki and it tricked everyone while something else is going on. That would be how you'd write old school comics. It'd be cool. But of course, those comics would have actually had a story and not just been a bunch of wrestling matches that you never actually get to watch. This is pointless. You're spending $4 an issue and nothing is happening. Just characters are pummeling each other and you don't even get to see it.
Now, Ash, you gotta realize he says my son, or she says my son. It's probably Odin, obviously, right?
No, she says the secret your father Odin has hidden from you for centuries.
I am Odin.
And remember, in the 1 million BC Avengers, Odin and Phoenix were together.
Well, that's how they discovered fire back then. Is the Phoenix.
Eric Breen is in the chat. He says, Phoenix being Thor's mother is even dumber than Galactus being a herald. Well, at least Donny Cates is off the hook for that one.
Right. How far do we have to go back to reset the Avengers or get rid of all the abominations done in recent years?
Eric says Shang-Chi was big in the 70s. Last I checked, it isn't the 70s. Nope, it's 50 years later, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Tehilin says, so it's Enter the Fake X. I don't know what that means. LK says, I read 2 issues of Burns' X-Men Elsewhere to cleanse my brain of this.
I've been drinking to kill the brain cells so I can
Doug
forget.
Johnson says, Western cultures on the chopping blocks in Marvel. Just finished reading this, and Black Knight out this week. It's pretty awful.
But at least we got a good book you're going to be reading next.
Yes, I need to cut this short. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for an episode of Sour Capes. We'll try to do these more often. It's very difficult because you actually have to read bad books, and we don't like to read bad books. But when we do, we like to be sour about them. Real Dr. Venkman, it was an honor. Thank you for joining me and doing this episode.
And thank you for reading comics for me.
Shut up. At least I got this off my chest. I got some value out of this garbage.
Some value. You got hours of therapy ahead of you.
Everyone, I'm going to be switching over. I'm already late for my stream where I do my story time. I'm going to cut over to that now. I hope to see you over there. Thank you.
You got to be the stream.
What, were you plugging something?
Yeah, you got to go read the Sarah book. Come on, do it.
All right. Thank you, Arnold.